Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Ben and I'm a self-taught web developer who went from zero to paid full stack in 8 months studying via the Odin Project. And in today's video, I'd like to address a comment made on one of my videos about AI, Dev and AI specifically, and what it might mean for developers in the future. And thank you for the person who left this comment. I'm not going to name your name just out of respect. I'm not sure that you want me to blast your name out there on my channel, but I am going to show the comment. And in this comment, this person is almost considering not going into computer science through fears of what AI might mean for the industry and whether or not there's any job security into the future. And I mean, I don't think you can trust anyone's opinions on this. No one is going to be right about predicting the future. No one can do that. There's lots of opinions out there. Many of them differ. It depends on who you talk to, who you listen to. So I'd say take what I say with a pinch of salt. These are just my opinions, and I would suggest doing the same for anyone else you hear talking about AI as well, because we just can't predict the future. If you do like this kind of content, please do consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment down below. I really like to know what you think as well. Am I right? Am I wrong? Do you have any other thoughts? Any other videos you want me to make in the future? Leave a comment below, please. And if you do, lastly, hear a little crackle pop here and there, it's just my fireplace keeping me warm here in my little office, running it for the last time in the Pacific Northwest until the fall. Okay, let's take a look at this comment, which is the topic for today's video. So just for context, this was left on my video talking about Dev and AI and whether or not I think it's going to be replacing developers in the near future. Short answer is no, not really. But let's look at the comment. So I'm going to read it to you. It's really hard to decide what to study now, since internet is completely filled with mixed opinions regarding AI, and knowing who to trust in this topic has never been harder. Bang on. The internet is full of mixed opinions on AI. And like I said, nobody is going to be able to predict the future. Nobody can do that. Look at the best models we have for the stock market, for climate change. They're always off, and you've got some people who are like a broken clock, right twice a day, right? Oh, we're going to have a crash, we're going to have a crash, we're going to have a crash. Eventually, well, they're right, because a crash does come. The market goes up and down in cycles. Okay, same with AI and engineering predicting the future. Right now, the best we have is people's opinions. We have nothing like this in the past to compare data to. We have no idea. This is a paradigm shift. If AI is going to the point of being extremely intelligent where people think it's going to go. It's not there yet at all, but this is a paradigm shift. So it's very hard to say when this is going to happen, what it's going to look like. But I'm still bullish on development being sustainable for 5-10 years at least. And then when things change, you change with them, okay? You adapt, but we'll get more to that. Okay, so the thing I'm scared about is the future of junior programmers, because there are strong arguments circulating about mid and senior programmers that AI is definitely not going to replace them. But not enough people talk about the junior positions. Okay, so I'll do my best here to talk about the junior positions. I think that this is a fair argument. Okay, I do think that this is a fair argument to say that junior developers may be at more risk. Why is that? Well, that's because junior developers typically are going to be writing, well, I dare say, simpler code, easier code to implement than mid and senior level engineers. And therefore, it stands to reason that perhaps AI might replace those tasks. Or perhaps, I think what's more truthful is that, let's say you have a team of 10 engineers who are producing an output of X. Okay? With AI, the help of AI that facilitates productivity, how many engineers will it require in the future to produce that same productivity output of X? Okay? And companies are all about reducing or increasing the bottom line, reducing their costs. So if it means they don't need as many developers to produce X, then it stands to reason that they won't take as many developers. The flip side of that is that they're no longer wanting to produce X, they want to produce Y, which is much higher. So they keep the 10 developers who are now more productive. That's also possible, okay? And that means that there could even be stagnant or growth in some companies with developers using AI. Now with junior positions, it's really tough to say what impact AI is going to have on these positions. On the one hand, AI might be able to replace some of the code that juniors are writing. Right now, it cannot, okay? There is no code that can go into an application and take ideas from different business areas like product, take information from the support desk, and then integrate all of that to produce a solution. AI is just not there yet. So a human brain is used for that, and a junior is going to be learning how to do that. So I don't think AI is going to be replacing the junior position per se, just simply because it can't. But companies may choose to say, okay, we're going to hire one mid-level or one senior instead of two juniors. And this mid-level or senior with AI is going to be far more productive. However, this doesn't bode well for the industry as a whole. And I think some companies are going to see this. How many, I don't know. It really depends on what the company's values are. But if you are not fostering today's juniors, you will not have mid or senior level tomorrow. And that will be a significant problem, because mid-level and senior there will be attrition. These people will drop out of the industry, and they constantly need to be replaced. Okay, so if we do not hire juniors, companies are just shooting themselves in the foot there and then. It may be more to the point that AI might even facilitate the ability to onboard a junior in a company, where they could, like for me, when I was in my internship at FreshBooks, I went to a senior developer a lot with questions. Okay, ChatGPT was kind of a new thing. I didn't want to use it, putting in any kind of pasting of any code or anything like that, because it's intellectual property from the company. It's new. I don't want to get in trouble for doing it. So I relied on my senior a lot to ask questions too, to bounce ideas around with. Now as a junior, you can use AI as your senior pal, your rubber duck that you talk to and bounce ideas off with. I do this all the time with ChatGPT. Yes, ChatGPT isn't great at many things, but it's fantastic at being a rubber duck. So you don't understand something, you're thinking something through. As a junior, you might be trying to debug something or understand the technology. You shoot it a couple questions, it gives you feedback, you process that, you have a couple more questions, you iterate, and you go through a conversation or a dialogue with AI. That's going to help you level up as a junior so quickly. That's how I managed to level up in my current role as a Ruby on Rails developer, where I'm operating at a mid-level with a year of experience, paid experience in the tech industry as a developer. I was operating at a mid-level developer level. Why? Because I could learn so quickly using AI. So I'm not necessarily convinced that AI is going to be booting juniors out the door. I think it's actually going to be a tool, at least as it is right now, to help you learn faster and level up so that you are more productive, so that you can show the company why you were a good hire, right? You can get operating at that mid level much quicker with the use of AI, especially if you're diligent and you're someone who is hungry for growth and learning, especially more than average, because then your current mid-level developer might be more stagnant, especially with seniors, they can get relaxed. But if you're a hungry junior, well, you can reach the same productivity levels as them pretty quickly with the facilitation of AI, right? There's certain things that experience will give them that you don't have, but I think there's a lot that can be said for showing your hunger and ability to grow. Growth is a really important thing when it comes to assessments of performance and productivity. Okay, onward with the comments. The thing is that I want to change my career, so assuming this person is already working in another career, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea because the job market seems to be saturated for now. Yes, there are a ton of junior developers out there. It is a very saturated junior developer market, but there's a line, right? A lot of people are saying the developer market is saturated. I think it's very saturated with people calling themselves developers, but it is certainly not saturated when it comes to people who are skilled developers. There's a big difference here, and if you can put yourself in that second category as a skilled developer, it's on you to show why you are a skilled developer. But I think many more doors will open up for you at that point. Again, AI can help you get there quicker, I think. And all the new AI tools are likely going to only reduce the demand of programmers. Tough to say, it might. There have been many tools that have come along in the past that have touted that they will reduce the number of programmers. There has been programmers offshore overseas who will work for a fifth of what developers in the States would work for. There's been no-code, low-code tools. There's been there's a test suite that was written, I think it was Capybara. It was designed to remove the developer from testing. None of that came true. The developer was still needed. I'm not sure, I'm not convinced, at least where AI is today, that it's going to reduce the number of developers in the market. 5-10 years down the road, possibly, but then the market adapts, new things emerge, new niches emerge, And that's where if you have a fundamental skill set, you can leverage that and go down a particular avenue that's going to be good for you. And I'll speak more of that in a minute. So I don't even know if I should even bother studying computer science programming or any other computer related major if it might become obsolete by the time I actually get the degree. Assuming 5 years to get the degree plus 1.5 years by the time I graduate from high school, we get at least 6.5 years till I can only get to a junior position. And this is a fair assessment. This is assuming that this person's still in high school, you want to finish high school and then go into university, and yeah, you're 6.5 years out from today. That is a long time, especially in tech world and the evolution of technology. No one can tell you where tech's going to be in 6.5 years' time. You're right. So I'm not sure what the best answer for you is here, to be honest, because no one can predict it. But I will say, if you are passionate about software, if you are passionate about tech, I think you have nothing to lose by doing that degree. If you are passionate about it and you really want this to be what your career is in, because by the time you are 6.5 years down the road, you will have a better idea of what the landscape is and what those niches are that you can dive into in order to give yourself the job security that you want. And another thing I will say here is there any okay, let's assume the best or is it the worst? If AI does start replacing people, if it becomes in 5 years' time good enough that it is able to replace people and companies start slashing the number of employers they have and just implementing AI. Let's say that happens. I don't think we're going to be there within 5 years personally, but let's say it happens. Computer science is not the only industry that is going to be affected. I think computer science will actually be one of the last industries affected because computer science is one of the harder intellectual pursuits that you can take in terms of all jobs out there. It's very challenging, and therefore I think the AI has to be even more sophisticated to replace the people doing those jobs compared to many other less challenging jobs. So let's be real here. Is AI going to replace all jobs out there? At least all jobs that require a mental capacity where it's kind of, let's say, white collar jobs or blue collar jobs where you're not physically involved in the work, but you are providing information or service or some output from what's in your mind. Well, let's say AI could be replacing all of those. Who's to say that they won't? Then really your only option is to go into a manual labor side of things. Maybe become an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter or whatever, right? You see where I'm going here. If AI gets there, computer science is the last of your worries. It's going to impact society so significantly that things will not be at all what we expect them to be today. We can't even predict where that's going to go. That's going to be a big societal shift when it does happen. I believe that it probably will happen at some point. Is it going to happen in 5 years? I don't think so. Is it going to happen in 10 years? Who knows, right? Beyond there, it's probably an eventuality that it will. But right now, I think anyone considering pivoting into tech in the next couple of years, I wouldn't be worried about it. In fact, I would just be excited with AI being able to help you learn faster. And I'm still bullish on tech and development. I still think it's going to be around for a little while longer yet. There's a lot of other factors that are going to prevent the rapid uptake and adoption of AI in society, whether it's regulatory, legal, companies not wanting to give up all their intellectual property. Who owns that if an AI is writing it versus an employee that they have a contract with? All of these things are going to make AI a little slower, and we just can't predict where it's going to go. So the best thing you can do is just focus on what you're interested in and what you're passionate about. If you have to, you will pivot. What I studied in university has nothing to do with what I work in today, right? We are very malleable beings. Human beings are adaptable. We will pivot. So do what you want to do and what you're interested in. I think that's the best thing you can do. But I do sympathize with this concern here, but I don't think it's necessarily founded or that dire as stated here. What do you think? I really want to know what your opinions are here. I think it's a really interesting topic. Well, thanks for viewing today. We'll catch you in the next one, and happy coding. We'll see you later.